Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for September 2016. This month, I'm still collaborating with Marie Moore, who does tarot and astrology, weeklies and monthlies. So if you haven't had a chance to check her out yet, please do so below at the link in the top of the description. But having said that, let's get right into your reading for September and see what's going on for you this month. Definitely a hard-working month, as usual. For you Virgos out there, I gotta say, looks like you're going to be overcoming some obstacles too, which is always nice. For you, looks good. Looks really good. Mostly work focused. You do have, actually, I should say, you do have some love stuff showing up here as well. So that looks good, but let's see here. You start off with the Four of Hearts, so this is a good card. It represents commitments and making commitments to things. It can even represent commitments in love, so a lot of you could be making deeper commitments in relationships you are already in. And even if you are already married or something, this can just represent, good feelings in the relationship. If you don't have a relationship, this can even represent new relationships coming in, especially if you have moved. I would say if you are one of the Virgos who has moved, or if you are moving, you have two moving cards here, Four of Hearts, Four of Diamonds. These two cards can definitely represent you moving, even if you're moving in the future, and finding love when you finally do move. So that is a really nice message for you as well. You have the Joker coming up next, and the Joker, this card represents working really hard. So it looks like you are going to be working really hard this month, doing a lot of hard work and focusing on work and things like that. So you could be just running around. It's a good card. A couple signs have had it because it definitely represents, a lot of you could have just been, could be running around doing a lot of things. Like I said, a lot of signs have had it this month. I think there is just a general sense of possible, busyness going on for a lot of signs this month as well, and doing a lot of different things and focusing on a lot. So that's good. That's a good card because it does allow you to do a lot. I mean, that's pretty much, it's kind of hard to explain the Joker sometimes for me. Just depending on how I'm feeling about the Joker, because really the Joker has a bunch of different meanings. But for me in general, a lot of the times it just represents handling a lot of busyness and doing a lot of different stuff. Next, you have the Queen of Spades. Definitely be careful of tricky people this month. It's funny, this card comes up for you, comes up for Pisces, your opposite sign, all the time. So one or the other. It constantly comes up for. Be careful of tricky people. Be careful of get-rich-quick schemes and things like that. It can also be a card of needing to push yourself more, not tricking yourself into lower positions at work or even just in life in general. This can be a card of trying to trick your brain and things like that into allowing you to break through, have breakthroughs in general. Sometimes our brains are what, really truly holds us back from advancing in life. So sometimes I think that this card is about just jumping into the darkness, as I say, and just starting something new, or going for things you don't think that you can get. That includes relationships. Maybe there's a person you're interested in, but maybe you just don't think they're interested in you. But this is the type of card where you go and talk to them and you find out they've been interested in you for a long time. So don't be afraid to jump into things you don't think you're, qualified for, or, whatever. So jump into things. Next, you have the Two of Clubs. Talking to yourself and really figuring out what you want in life and really trying to figure that out. I always say this is a good card to talk to yourself under, though. It's a card where you're really trying to figure out what you need and things like that. It's also a great card for entertainment, and if you are an entertainer or you do something in entertainment, it's a good card for that. It's also a good card for being entertained as well. So take time out this month to socialize, to be entertained and things like that, because it'll be probably very important for you. Next, you had these two cards come out together, Eight of Spades and the King of Spades as well. King of Spades is actually a very good card. It represents mastery. It is a card of mastery, and I've always, pretty much read it that way. But it is a card of overcoming obstacles and having been through a lot of difficulties and things like that. You have the Eight of Spades. Eight of Spades is a card of work and working really hard. It can be a card of obstacles as well. But really, I mean, like I said, these two came out together, and I'm really feeling that you are going to overcome those obstacles, if there are any, very easily. I mean, look, the King of Spades has chopped the head off the snake in this imagery, and that's really what he represents, is getting past obstacles and overcoming obstacles. It's also also a great card to look at your difficulties. A lot of times I think this happens right here where they come up together, because the King of Spades is about looking at your difficulties and turning those things into useful assets and useful abilities. A lot of times the King of Spades, he doesn't look at his losses as like failures. He doesn't look at them as losses. He truly learns from them. And anybody who has this card has truly learned from their failures and can now use those things for success. So, it's okay to kind of look at your failures with this card and figure out how you can turn those things into a success, or what you actually learned from them in the first place. Next, you have the Four of Diamonds. Great card, great for moving and selling something like a house or a car or something big like that. So a lot of you could be doing that. But it's also a great card for new jobs, getting new jobs, and even starting new businesses. It's a very stable card, and it suggests you'll be building something stable and long-term as well. And finally, you have the Eight of Diamonds. Very similar message, very stable card, brings in a lot of stability and allows you to build something very stable. But it's also a great card for sales, marketing, anything involving some sort of exchange. This is 8, which is infinity on its side. Which is just simply an exchange of energy. So any exchanges you have, even love exchanges. This is a diamonds card, but even if you're looking for love or something, that is an exchange of energy. So there could be a lot of good energy there. And the Eight of Diamonds is also frequently called the card of the entrepreneur. So any of you who are entrepreneurial or anything like that, this is a very good card for starting businesses and anything along those lines. So looks like a great month, definitely a hard work month, but it looks like a good money month more specifically as well. So thank you for watching, and enjoy your September.